She ran a beauty salon, drove a Corvette, and wore Chanel perfume. But the men in her life kept disappearing, one by one. This is her crime. Judy Buenoano was born Judías Anna Lou Welty on April 4, 1943, in Quanah, Texas. Her mother died when she was 4 years old. She was sent to live with her grandparents. When her father remarried, she moved to New Mexico to join his new family, a household she later described as abusive and neglectful. At the age of 14, she was sent to prison for 2 months after attacking her father, stepmother, and 2 stepbrothers. Upon release, she attended reform school and graduated in 1960 as a nursing assistant. She had learned early that the world was not going to protect her, so she decided to protect herself at any cost. She reinvented herself repeatedly. New names, new cities, new men. In 1962, she married Air Force Sergeant James Goodyear. The couple settled in Orlando, Florida, where they raised their family. By all appearances, it was an ordinary life. James Goodyear died on September 16, 1971, just 3 months after completing a year-long tour of duty in Vietnam. His death was recorded as natural causes. He had survived a war only to die quietly in a hospital bed at home. Nobody questioned it. Following Goodyear's death, Buenoano collected $62,000 in indemnity compensation from the Veterans Administration. She grieved publicly. She moved on quickly. 2 of Buenoano's acquaintances later testified that she had openly discussed adding arsenic to a person's food to end their life. One testified she had joked about doing exactly that to her own husband. Nobody reported it. Nobody connected it to the man she had just buried. After Goodyear's death, she moved in with Bobby Joe Morris and relocated to Colorado in 1977. She took out a life insurance policy on him. Morris became ill and died in January 1978. When Morris's remains were later exhumed, tissue analysis revealed acute arsenic poisoning. Buenoano collected approximately $500,000 in life insurance money for his death. After Michael's death, Buenoano opened a beauty salon in Gulf Breeze, Florida, using the proceeds from his life insurance. She named it Fingers and Faces. She was open for business within weeks. In 1983, Buenoano began dating wallpaper businessman John Gentry. She persuaded him to take out life insurance policies on each other, later increasing the size of his policy to $250,000 in total. She never admitted to a single killing. In June 1983, John Gentry's car exploded in Pensacola, Florida. He survived, and that survival changed everything. Police found wire and tape in Buenoano's home, matching the bomb remains. Further investigation revealed the vitamin capsules she had been giving him contained arsenic. For the first time, someone had lived to tell what she had done, and investigators began looking back at everyone else in her life who had not. Judy Buenoano spent 13 years on death row at Broward Correctional Institution. She appealed repeatedly, claiming tainted trials, unqualified lawyers, and flawed lab evidence. Every appeal was denied. On the final Sunday before her execution, she met with her 2 adult children, a cousin, and her spiritual advisor. They had communion together. Throughout Sunday, she had been talkative and upbeat, according to corrections staff. At 4:30 in the morning, she showered and dressed. Her head was shaved to ensure electrical conductivity so that her hair would not catch fire. Her last meal was steamed broccoli, asparagus, strawberries, and hot tea. Capital Punishment, UK. Guards helped the frail-looking Buenoano walk into the death chamber at 7:02 a.m., barely filling the seat of the large oaken chair she was strapped in with 8 leather straps. She was asked if she had a final statement. She answered, No, sir. Squeezing her eyes shut and keeping them closed, not looking at the witnesses on the other side of the glass partition. The power was turned on at 7:08 a.m. She was pronounced dead at 7:13 a.m. At 54 years old, Judy Buenoano became the first woman executed in Florida since 1848 and the third executed in the United States since the reinstatement of the death penalty in 1976. The investigator who worked her case from the beginning later said she was the coldest person he had ever met. She denied everything to the end. She ran a beauty salon and drove a Corvette and wore Chanel perfume and told bigger-than-life stories about who she was. Beneath it, she left a husband, a boyfriend, and a disabled teenage son, all poisoned, all buried, all forgotten, until one car bomb in Pensacola made someone finally look back. James Goodyear. He was 37 years old. Bobby Joe Morris. He was born in 1978. He was either 38 or 39 at the time of his death. Michael Buenoano. He was 19 years old. Judy Buenoano first opened her eyes in Quanah, Texas in 1943. She closed them for the last time on March 30th, 1998 at 7:13 a.m.